Hey everybody, welcome to your talk. So I got my buddy Kyle in here, also known as the Black Widow Supra.
What's going on, big guy?
What are you going to do now? You got another car, you got to change your name. The Black Widow Skyline.
I don't know. We actually were talking about maybe changing the name of the actual YouTube channel.
My vote is Black Widow GTR.
But I have the Supra.
So? No, I wouldn't change the channel, I'd just call the car that.
Oh, Black Widow GTR. I don't, maybe, yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah. Well, now you've got, what, 2/4 of the God car collection?
Yeah, exactly. All I need now is the RX-7 and the NSX.
Yeah. Well, we'll loan you one. But so basically, what we wanted to do is take a few minutes and talk about what our plans, as crazy as this is going to seem, are going to be for the upcoming year.
We have some big ones.
Yeah. So we just got done freezing our proverbial little butts off in Detroit.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Props to Detroit for being able to put on a car show when it's 4 degrees.
We did go to the Hard Rock Cafe on the last day.
Yeah, so I'm a Hard Rock geek. I have my birthday party every year at the Hard Rock, and I try to hit a Hard Rock in every city. And we went to the Hard Rock in Detroit, and as we were eating dinner, she was telling us that we're closing in 8 days.
Detroit Rock City's Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock in Detroit Rock City is closing, which is closed now. It's gone now. Probably. It's been more than 8 days.
Can't fathom that.
Yeah, so we got to go. We got some really cool, very sale-rated memorabilia, and it was cool. But we went to see the Supra, and it was the first time we ever went to an event together. We did the LA Auto Show with me, you, and Chris from Supercar Suspects. And
that's right, we did go to the LA.
We did that, and we walked around. It was cool, and it was a lot warmer.
They said the Supra was going to be there, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, well, the Supra turned out to be one of the biggest disappointments. I think a lot of Supra fans are disappointed. I know I was ranting about it, but you were not happy either.
So I was actually planning on buying one.
We were literally going to go, and I'm like, the number is in the phone to call the dealership to put a deposit if you like the car.
Right, we went and we saw it, and after just doing a lot of research on the car and realizing it's not going to be as mod-friendly as everyone says it's going to be, and it's an automatic.
Well, we'll just leave that car to be modded by the BMW fans.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been worked well. So we're going to continue. So we're going to go to the New York Auto Show this year, and so the big news is the next couple of days, once your GTR is up and running,
thank God,
we are road tripping. I've done it a few times over the years down the coast with Skylines and stuff like that, but this is a lot bigger trip. So we're literally going to leave Florida and travel all the way to California, stopping at car meets, cars and coffees, events, meet your fans, meet Cars Media Group fans along the way, say hello, pop into some car meets, make a fun road trip out of it.
In a Nissan Skyline R32 GTR.
Yeah, the GTR with actually comfy seats.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah, if I had cruise control, it'd be perfect. But yeah.
We got a brick. We can get a brick.
We'll stick a samurai sword in the gas
Exactly.
pedal. But it'll be fun, and it'll be a cool trip to do it. The weather shouldn't be too bad. Since we're staying mostly south.
This is true.
But that's just for starters. So we're planning to do a big event. You're going to do a big event.
Yes.
In the next couple of months in California.
Well, the thing is the takeovers in California have gotten to an abundance, and they're completely out of control, and the car scene in California is actually kind of dying because of it. So, John and I got together, and we were talking about it. We were like, well, what can we do? And I hosted a little bit of a group here. I hosted a little bit of a meet here in Tampa when I was living
a while
there.
back, yeah. I went to them.
It was very successful. Everyone enjoyed it. It was a great time.
Calling it successful was...
Yeah, we had...
when the cops come to your gate so you can't let any more people in, that's more than successful.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. We had people banging on the gates to get in.
You outgrew the venue.
We did, 100%.
And then you went to a track event.
And it was successful.
And the track event you did, which was in the concept of, it's been done for a while, which was bring racing to the track.
Right.
You also brought drifting to that event. You also brought burnouts to that event.
Yep.
So... And
the track actually that night saw more drag racers come.
People, period.
More people come than since it opened.
Yeah. Which was over in Tampa, the track owner was freaking awesome.
So in Los Angeles, we want to bring the takeover style meets, the takeover style meet that is illegal, and make it legal, and that's kind of what we've been working on.
But More so, yes. Legal is important so that you're not flying in the face of law enforcement
100%.
because we'd like to have law enforcement there.
Yep.
But also safety. I
100%.
mean, sooner or later, someone's going to get mowed over at one of these takeovers and murdered and killed. And
Happens all the time.
Yeah, so it's going to be bad, and we don't want to see anybody die. So put up some K-rails and do it right. A few events have tried to do it, like donut contests, or I don't even know if you want to call it contests because it was competitive, and it worked out well. So we're going to take that up a notch.
Yep.
We're looking at a lot of venues in California. The reason it hasn't been put out there yet is because we want to find the perfect place to do it, where it's easy to get to, where we're not creating a traffic disaster.
We want to have the location. We want to have everything set in stone before we start advertising it.
Right.
I know if any of you guys watch my Instagram or watch my YouTube, I've talked about it from time to time. I kind of have given little tidbits here and there, but real solidified stone stuff we're still working on.
Yeah, and then then we'll bring in everybody else once we've got a product that's worth promoting.
Exactly.
So the other thing is, we're going to start with this road trip. We've done a couple of auto shows. You've seen stuff from us on your channel. And
we have a lot of big shows coming up.
Yeah, so we're going to working closely with events like Tuner Evo.
Yep.
We're going to be at Race Wars in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
We're following Clean Culture around. Nick and those guys are awesome. So
we're going to be doing stuff with Tuned in Tokyo as well.
Tuned in Tokyo.
We're going to be doing stuff with the branded guys, the guys out in California.
Fresh Upgrade over in California.
Exactly. Drip Season. A Automotive, which I want to touch base on this. A Automotive actually was one of the takeover pages on Instagram, and it was very big, and he got in a little trouble, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to make it legit. So he decided to host his first ever meet, which is actually happening, I believe, the 8th or 9th of... so it's March 8th or 9th, which I'm actually going to. I'm really excited about it. Huh?
Got a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there.
I'm getting my share of freaking flyer miles coming out there. But the other thing is we're going to build it through the summer, hit some shows. You'll fly out here, we'll fly out there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to culminate this for 2019 at SEMA 2019. So we're going to go to SEMA. Hopefully we'll have one of our joint cars at SEMA as a display car. But at the very least, you've never been.
Nope. Always wanted to go.
You're going to go, and I'll play tour guide. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to bring Spool Boys over. Hopefully Jason from Das Euro will have his leg fixed by then, and he can go.
Okay.
So we're going to bring the whole crew. We're going to be there for the whole week.
Well, I know the Widow is actually getting a makeover, and if you guys don't know, my Supra is called the Widow. But my car's getting a makeover. I know we're doing some vinyl and some things here and there, so hopefully when everything's all buttoned up and cleaned up, it'll be clean enough for SEMA to allow us to bring the car.
Yeah, I mean, you're a lot closer. I don't have to ship my stuff from across the country. I mean, the Project Midnight car will definitely be done sometime in the summer, but I don't know if I want to ship cars all the way to California. A lot of guys, believe it or not, will rent cars in California or rent cars in Nevada and just stick them up and put them on display, what's cool. Because it saves so much money in shipping. It's $2,500 round trip.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous drive.
But, so SEMA, and then you go to some SEMA parties and have some fun and meet some cool people and see. To be honest with you, I've been going to SEMA for 18 years. And I've been to all the international auto shows now, because when I went with you with LA, it was the first time I'd ever been to LA.
It's huge.
And there is, hands down, more cool stuff at SEMA. I mean, SEMA is 2.5 million, 2.7 million square feet of the coolest stuff you will ever see, whether you're a car lover, truck lover, whatever.
I'm in.
And
game.
Yeah, you were this close to going last year. You were that close.
I was.
But yeah, so that's it. So I mean, if anybody wants to try to meet up with us on this road trip, you can hit us up on contact at Cars Media Group
or Black Widow Supra.
Yeah, or Black Widow Supra, or DM us on on any of our media links, and just say, hey, I'm in this town. Are you guys going to be close? And maybe we'll swing by your car meet and say what's up.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to meet people throughout the entire United States as we go. I know there's a thing in Houston or Austin. We're not entirely sure which one.
Yeah, there's a time attack event in Austin on Saturday. There's a big Cletus is doing
Cletus in Cars in Houston.
Which is probably the most feasible thing, depending on when we get out of here.
Correct. That's the plan. We're waiting on the GTR to get finished. It's almost done.
Yeah, I mean, parts been literally coming in as we were standing there.
Well, they don't know anything about the car. You know more about the car than I do. I mean, tell everybody what kind of deal we struck.
Kyle has been looking for a daily driver for God, I don't know how long, but
It's been a while.
a couple months. And apparently, you can't drive a crazy Supra that shoots 11-foot flames every day, as much as he would like to.
15.
Yeah, so we started looking into things. We looked at a couple options. We settled on buying a Skyline because it's kind of the polar opposite of a Supra.
Mm-hmm.
And I had daily driven an R32 for 2 years straight.
We tried sourcing one, and it was next to impossible.
Yeah, they're really getting crazy price wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've gone up a lot. So he found hands down the cheapest GTR in the country that I'd even ever heard of, and I did this for 15 years.
Right.
And the only problem with the car was the turbos were bad. The turbos were run at high boost for a little too long.
Oh yeah.
And there will be a video of what the turbo looks like. Post it on your Instagram. I'll
Clink,
send it.
clink, 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 clink,
Yeah,
clink.
there was 2 inches of movement.
It was
on
ridiculous.
It was hilarious. But a common problem with the stock turbos. So he's got a custom set of Garrett's now that are good for 400 horsepower each going on the car. And as we dug through the car with MT Fabrications here in Orlando, who are like the best when it comes to doing a GTR, and you can tell because you go there and there's 10 of them.
GTR.
Yeah, it's like my NSX mechanic. You go in there, there's 5 NSXs. You don't see 5 NSXs anywhere.
No.
So MT's great, super cool guy, I've known him for years. He took on this project. He bent over backwards. He changed his schedule.
I can't thank him enough.
And he brought his car all the way over here from California. You know, we dug into the car because when you buy a car like that, especially as cheap as you got it,
right.
You got to do a little CSI. You got to become a little CSI Skyline guy.
Right.
And you start digging through it, and this guy spent more. The former owners of this car have spent more money at HKS than probably anybody else on the planet. Intercooler piping, intercooler cams, on and on and on and on and on and on parts. All top end stuff, all very desirable things. The car has the brakes upgraded from an R33. It was done very JDM. It was done like you would mod a car in Japan. A lot of the parts are Nismo, a lot of the parts are HKS, a lot of parts are Greddy. It's easier and cheaper to buy those parts there.
Right.
So all the parts are cool, and a very rare exhaust, this Dunk exhaust that Apex he made, that I had to look it up.
I've been looking for videos on YouTube for
but I mean,
weeks.
a rare set of really comfortable seats. The whole car is no dash muscles, like you'll know the bulges in the dash. You've seen a lot of cars. So the car is just all there. And the more we looked at it, the more it was impressive. So to find a car for $13,000 that was bone stock and ran at all is worth what you paid for it. To find a car with all these mods is, you bought the car for half of what it's worth.
Yeah.
But so new turbos, all new seals in the front of the motor. They're resealing the whole front of the engine, cam seals, valve cover gaskets, all the stuff. They're powder coating and polishing parts for us.
New wheels and tires.
New set of works. Our tire company up the street here that we work with, Action Gator Tire up in Orlando, just went crazy and found us some tires for the car.
So you did all this in like 3 days.
Yeah, this has all been done since Monday. It is now Wednesday.
Yes.
And so they're gonna hopefully finish up the car, get the car running tonight. We're going to assess a few other things, like do we need to put a clutch in it or brakes in it or new pads. But the whole car is getting maintenance front to back. So basically you won't have to do anything now that we did the timing belt, the water pump. So you won't have to touch this thing for $60,000.
Well, the only thing I have to do is now drive through drive-throughs backwards.
Right, break it in. But the car is really awesome. And
that's a tongue twister.
You asked me to like go with you back to Cali, and I was like, when he first said it, I was like, man, this is like a medieval torture device. Do I really want to do this? But it's got to be fun, and you got to do fun things in your life. I mean, die with 50 cents in your bank account and a cool resume. So we'll drive it back to Cali. We'll try to hit up some people on the way back. I think the car is going to blow your mind.
I drove a stock one, and it literally scared me.
Well, that's like one of the.
Expected.
That is hands down in all the years one of the cleanest 32s. The one you drove is owned by Don over at Raw Broker.
Right, that car's for sale too, isn't it?
It is for sale. And I sold that car to him a while back, and he's just been over the whole thing with a fine-tooth comb. The whole car is perfect. I mean, it was really clean when he got it. It was very stock when he got it. Other than changing the exhaust and wheels and a few changes, it's literally the way he got the car. But it's all been gone over by probably one of the best RB shops around.
Of course.
I mean, even the shop that's working on your car buys their parts from him.
Okay.
Okay? So, great bunch of guys, too. But this car is going to be dramatically faster. So, killer daily driver.
It'll be fun.
Killer daily driver. So, and plus, you know, when I come over to California, you can drive the Supra, and I'll just drive that.
Yeah. I'm game.
But, yeah, so we're going to shoot a whole bunch of videos on this road trip, a whole bunch of pictures. So I'm going to drop the one cool fact. Kyle and I are absolute geeks for the Air Force SR-71.
Oh, you're not going to tell them. Oh, okay.
So we are absolute geeks for the Blackbird.
Yeah.
My NSX is as close to an SR-71 Blackbird as I can get it legally. And we're literally going to hit every SR-71 display plane on the way back to California.
Yes, we are.
That we can. We're not going to Washington. It's a little far out of the way.
We're going to go see every single one of them.
But there's actually an air park that has two of them in a parking lot. Yeah. So there's going to be some cool pictures to follow. But yeah, so we'll keep you guys informed.
And we're taking the stealth GTR.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
hopefully it will stealth past a lot of law enforcement.
It's very stealthy with the satin black finish that it is. Because I thought it was flat at first. But then you see it in the light. It's definitely satin with the gloss black wheels.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
Cars
goal of this thing was to make it reliable for you.
Right.
And to make it reliable for a trip of epic proportions.
Right, it's going to be absolutely insane.
So, I mean, I'd really like to at some point do this like once a year. Like do a California here or here to California road trip, get a whole bunch of people on board. Because, you know.
Let's just run a Winnebago and do it.
Do it cool cars. Like, what's crazy is the Hot Rod Power Tour. They do it every year, it's awesome. And you see the lone Japanese car going to it, and it's like the guy's like hated by every Chevy. You know, they don't have a JDM Power Tour. They don't have a jet.
One.
We should start one. Open to all Lambos and Ferraris and whatever too, but you know.
I don't know about opening it to that.
How long of it? I mean, you just drove it, so how long did you hated yourself when you got out of your truck?
Yeah, and I didn't stay in hotels either. I did it in.
But your truck is a hotel.
I did it less than 3 days. I did it. I would say.
Every time you called me and said you got somewhere, I was like, wow, that's pretty far.
Yeah, and it was just nonstop. My back literally felt like a tornado. It was just absolutely horrendous. But yeah, no, it's a very long trip. But if you're doing it with a group of people, like you were saying, like a road trip from one end of the country to the other end of the country in JDM cars, that would be kind of cool. But the only problem is instead of taking the 2,600 mile trip that it is from Los Angeles to Orlando, it would then turn into a 4,200 mile trip.
Right. Because you have to come back.
Because now you have to come back.
Or you just ship the car back.
Yeah.
Which is probably.
Or it's 44. 44.
Probably whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd probably do the drive back.
Yeah, I mean, but Japanese cars are known for their reliability. So I mean, you're going to have a certain level of attrition. You're going to have people breaking down the side of the road, but I think everybody would help everybody.
But that would be the cool thing if you got like at least 20 or 30 guys together to do this and go cross country in JDM cars, like Japanese type cars, like Supras, Skylines, and kept it strictly Japanese cars.
Strictly Japanese.
And keep it strictly Japanese tuner style cars. Call it tuner run or something, you know.
It's. I think the hardest sell for it would be the distance. I think a lot of people would do one that's in Florida because we met those really cool guys in Detroit.
Yeah, they did that little.
And they do one up through New York and stuff like that. No, it was. Yeah, were they in the Northeast?
I don't know.
I forget where they were from. Anyway, yeah, they did it through New York. I think their next one was in the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
But they do a couple a year. But I think that's such a long drive for most. It would be some hardcore people though. If you got some people like you definitely see.
Everyone has CB radios. Be like breaker.
Right. Yeah. It would be fun though. But I mean, I can think of a lot of cars and a lot of YouTubers, for example, that have cool cars that might want to get out of California and not have the exhaust drama and spend a nice.
Did you hear?
24 month.
They're actually the thing goes in this week, and they're gonna relook at the exhaust law.
didn't Donut just do a video with a Barth stock, a Barth
So
fill?
that's a lot of the thing, because they got a lot of media presence on it, and they got a lot of concerns. So they're going to go into the actual appeal for it is actually happening, and people are that the appeal's now gotten to the point where it looks like it may actually pass.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it's
absolutely asinine.
yeah. I mean, California, I get it. The sunsets look like rainbows, but because of some of the smog and stuff.
I'm sorry.
I get it, but
the restrictions in California are ridiculous, and it's the only state in the United States that does that amount of restriction.
yeah. I mean, no hate. I love California roads and I like California, but their laws are. I think they print them on a freaking copy machine. It's like
It's conforming. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about it.
I think we had a conversation a while back about the taxes. Remember, where like they're so taxed in California, but everybody with money in California has like the best accountants in the world, and they beat all the taxes, and they're so proud of themselves, but they're beating.
When I lived here, I had a 2,700 square foot house that I paid $1,400 a month for, and I was, not even 20 minutes from downtown Tampa. Beautiful house with a pool, with a 2-car garage.
Common thing. Common
Huge,
story.
right? $1,400 a month. My utilities came out to like $200-300, so it was like $1,700 a month, right? Everything. My house in California is 1,100 square foot. I live 40 minutes away from LA. I live 30 minutes away from Anaheim. I am literally paying $2,300 a month, not including my $550 in utilities a month.
Right.
It's just, and I have a little backyard. I have a 1.5-car garage and a 1,100 square foot little home.
Yeah, it's like people, everybody we work with, everybody we talk to in California is always like, John, you got to move to Cali. John, you got to move to Cali. John, you got to move to Cali. Guess what? I do it all for half the price here.
You do 100%. I would agree.
The house and a business for what you're spending. So,
Well, make me feel bad, seriously.
well,
I have the best tacos.
yeah, I just killed for that lasagna place. That, like every time I go there, I'm like, can we go to the lasagna place?
We're gonna get lasagna when
We're
we
gonna
get
get
there.
lasagna.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys next week and follow our little mission.
Catch
Talk
you
to you
on the
soon.
flip side.